Before I hop into the intro, wanted to say that this was a part of my early access for Patreon members. So if you're on Patreon, you've likely already heard this. If you're not, hope that you enjoy this episode. We recorded this before 508 came out, so yeah, those were our thoughts then. They might have changed, they might have stayed the same, but here's the first part of us breaking down Jordan Layla. Welcome to Film Study, an All American Universe podcast with Lexi. I'm Lexi. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, rate the podcast 5 stars, all that good stuff. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And yeah. Listen, we decided to continue on with the series that we started last season, and it's all about breaking down Jordan and Layla's relationship. So season 5A has come and passed, and so we're gonna talk about that. Kaya and Carmen, are you ready?
Yes. Ready?
That was an emphatic yes. Emphatic yes. Before we start, just because I did this with Spolivia when they sort of first got into a relationship, where if you could give a thumbs up, sideways, down to like where Jordala is right now in their relationship, where would you put it and why?
You said, can we put a thumbs down in
Whoever.
the relationship?
No. I said if you could if you could give it a thumbs up, sideways, or down, where would you
Oh,
put it right now?
I'm gonna put it at like a sideways. Like a
Sideways, really
like
interesting.
a
Why?
wait, hold on. Give me a V and then I'm right there in the middle.
Give me a V.
It's almost
I love that.
it's
I
almost to
was
the
still
top.
that. Oh
Listen,
my
I
gosh.
agree. I agree. It's still
It's
sideways
it's
though, but
slightly off.
it's
Yes.
not quite up and it's not quite all the way sideways.
It's it is for me. It's more to the top than it is sideways. Like I'm with Kaya on give me a V, and I'm like in the middle of the V. I'm in the middle of the V. I still think it's
Yeah,
closer to
it's
pointing
closer
up
to
than
the
it is
top.
to pointing sideways.
Yeah, agreed.
But we had a lot of thoughts when season 4 ended and before season 5 began. Some of them were correct, like her not being able to resist for too long. Others were not so correct.
Yes, a lot.
In terms of uh yeah, maybe their challenges and who would find out first and things like that. Though I will say on the challenges, I think that I was like in the neighborhood. I was,
Okay, Mr. Rogers.
but I don't think it. What? Okay, whatever. But I don't think any of us could have predicted that they would jump ahead
Oh,
six
yes.
weeks, which sort of threw a lot
Yeah,
of our
I don't think any
predictions
of us saw
off.
that coming.
Yeah. NK threw us for a loop. NK threw us for a loop. But anyway, getting into episode 501, Jordan almost off the bat is like staring at Layla as she talks to Clay. We don't really know where they're at.
As you should.
Very quickly, as he should. No, I know. Somebody said that they had like just noticed that, and I was just like, oh no, I noticed that from the jump.
Right?
Okay.
I was looking from the second that show came on. I said, "Where's Jordala?"
Yes. Exactly. But yeah, so he was looking at her while she was talking to Clay. They didn't really talk in the first couple scenes. Actually, they didn't talk for a second, for a while. But we sort of gotten these indications that things are still in a unresolved place with the two of them, right? Because we get Layla talking to Liv, and she's like, "Did you know Simone's back for Christmas?" Something that we talked about in our trailer review. And she goes on talking to Liv about this, and Liv is just like, so what are you gonna do about him? And she like, who?
She like, hey,
Clay, who else would I be
Clay.
talking about? So we see that they
Just almost told on
no one
herself.
yeah, almost told on herself. Nobody knows yet, or at least Liv doesn't know. And she's a little, hesitant about Simone being back. Anyway, Simone and Layla have their little, or Simone wants to talk to Layla or whatever. Right, it's time for Layla and I to have a little chat.
Oh
It's my
my
favorite line.
gosh.
So she
Don't
said.
even.
So she said.
Goodbye. No reason to talk.
None. Well, I figured it out during Christmas. So
Like,
let me
girl.
not stop. Let me stop. We've gone in enough. We've gone in
Yeah,
enough
we
on
have.
Simone
We
for
have. I
that.
think we did an episode on this. Yes.
So anyway, 501 was mostly about just seeing where Jordan and Layla sort of were. Uh, and the first moment we get of them is him going to her and sort of asking for her advice about getting back on the field, and she gives him some advice, one of which includes, right, like, you have to listen to your body and listen to yourself. We're not the same people we were in high school. And he responds by saying, you're starting to sound like a supportive girlfriend. And she's like, I'm a supportive friend. So she was still trying to be in the friend zone after that kiss, honey.
Exactly. Like, girl, he said what he said. Don't correct him.
um, Not too much on her. Not too much on her.
He said what he said. She's. Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish.
Um, and then they have the cute little moment where it's just like she asks him about Simone, and she's like, oh, I don't want it to be weird, and he's just like, oh, why would it be weird, we're just friends, right? Anyway, that all leads to the mistletoe moment, the adorable mistletoe moment, where he teases her a little bit.
So cute.
um and he goes in for the kiss under the mistletoe, but he's just like, listen, you're gonna have to kiss me, right? This time it's on you. I kissed you first. Uh, and so
He
yeah,
did
and
her
she's
so
like, oh,
wrong. He did her so
he
wrong.
did, right? It was
Played with Layla.
Look,
He
he
played
had to
with
get
Mama
her there,
Layla.
y'all. He had to get her there.
he and you know what? I bring this up to you all the time, this line all the time, but I'm sorry, you pointed this out, Kaya, has like never let me forget this line. This like, I've got my card, but thanks.
She needed something. There was no way she would have survived.
She was taking no chances.
She would not have made it had that man given her a ride home.
No,
Mm-mm.
she wouldn't have. She wouldn't have. And even then, she was still going strong. She was just like, I'm not going to kiss you. And he was just like, yeah, but the
She was
tradition
like,
of
fine.
mistletoe, da da da. And she was like, yeah, but it has you kissing anyone, even your cousin. But I'm not your cousin. And then just.
Stuck. She was stuck on that
She
face, on them
was
lips.
stuck. Legit. It
He
is like,
leaned.
why?
He
Why
leaned.
that line, though? Why? He did lean.
It's because
He
he
was
came in.
leaning.
Yeah, he was leading into that love. I said, go,
He was
Jor.
leaning. She was leaning too. She was ready
Yes.
for it. And then he pulled away and
And
said,
then he
I'm
pulled back
patient.
from my
Yes.
patient. Like, I was
And
like,
she
hit him.
was.
Hit
He
him.
said, not like
She
this.
should have hit him.
She should have hit him.
No, that was so foul of him talking about something, but I'm patient. She was ready. She was going
Oh
for it. She was leaning
That
in.
was
She was
Jordan
just
trying to
ready to
my
show
God. He
her
go.
was
that she was only
wearing her
lying to
out.
herself. That was just Jordan trying to show her she was only lying to herself. Because we wasn't buying it.
Oh my gosh.
He wasn't either. She wasn't either. Be real. She wasn't either. But anyway, so that's their moment in 501, so it sort of establishes where they are post 6 weeks, and they hadn't really talked about the kiss yet. Now they have talked about the kiss, and that takes us into Don't Sweat the Technique, or 502, which the whole episode was Jordan trying to prove
Listen
to
here,
Layla
Lexi.
what.
Lexi be trying to come for my man in this episode.
Oh my gosh.
Kaya
He
said
was
she
not
ready.
funny. I didn't even get to explain the episode. It was Jordan like trying to prove to Layla that he was funny. And this was after a moment where they almost got. Hold on, let's take it back all the way to the very beginning. Because why was Layla doing the absolute most watching this football game? Somebody explain that to me.
You said, why was she doing the most?
Yes,
Cause that's
why
her
was she doing the
man.
Man
most?
was on the
Period.
field. What you mean?
What that right? That was
It's too
that's her
simplistic of an
man.
Girl,
answer.
she
She had
kissed him
all her
6 weeks
That's
ago.
her
He
man.
hadn't
She's
teased
standing
her a
by
couple
him.
of weeks prior. She is stressing for joy. Like she wants him so
Come
bad at this
on.
point. she,
That's
she
her
gotta get him
man.
where she could get him.
Yeah.
Standing by him. Period.
You said the only explanation I need is she kissed him 6 weeks ago.
She said,
What?
"Look at my man
Honestly,
on that field."
she said, I don't care if Liv, Coop, and Patience are here. I
No
just,
care. She gonna support him. Look,
Period.
I need to feel connected to my man any way I can.
yeah, you see how he
Mm.
be getting down on himself as a QB. She said, "Now I gotta lift him up, lift him up." I said, "Yes, girl, you cheer for your
Even through
boo."
the TV
Did you see
screen.
that throw?
Even
Did you
through the
see that
TV
Did
throw?
you
screen.
see that
Yeah.
throw?
Get up, Jordan. Get up. She could have at least threw in a like GAU is doing really well. Something like that. Something
No, she
general.
was. You heard her before. I was only mostly focused on one play on that field. That's
You know
right,
Right,
what?
girl.
girl.
Come on with the reminders. One.
Remind
One
me.
band. One
Remind
sound.
me.
One.
Drag me then.
She said once again, I'm only focused on my man. It's oh wait,
Only
Spencer's out
focused.
there. Don't care. Like
She said, "Who is Spencer? I don't know who that is."
who is Spence? We don't know.
And it's so funny because like everybody else in that room, aside from Patience, was talking about both Spencer and Jordan, but Layla was just like, Jordan, yeah, like he's the only player out there on the field, like just anyway. So that was all in the beginning, and it sort of skips ahead a week or something like that, and Jordan's trying to see his boo after he got back from Atlanta.
That's right. That plane ride was too long. He said, "Nah." She at the
Too
studio.
long. He had to endure seeing Simone, who he's over. He was just like, I just want to.
Ooh, 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 ooh. The
Let
shade.
me go.
The
I
shade.
just. I just want to see my woman. I just want to see my woman. So he shows up, right? Shows up to the studio, as Kaya calls it, their studio. Shows up to the studio with coffee, and Patience is there, and she's like, Jordan, what are you doing here? Anyway, they have a whole conversation because Patience and Layla had been talking about Clay and all of the problems he's causing. And essentially, Jordan says, like, you're Layla Keating. I would take you any day of the week. I'd rather be with Layla than Clay, business
So he
wise.
cleaned it up first, didn't it? First he said Layla, and then he went to explaining it, right? Is that
That's how she
episode?
explaining it right now.
Yeah, it's like, did I say it wrong? But he said business wise, not sex, not sex. And this started a whole thing about him being like, oh, Patience probably just thought I was being funny, and not like I'm not blowing our cover. And Layla said that he wasn't funny, which he's not. Which he's
He
not.
is.
You had a little much, too much behind that. Settle down.
He's not funny. He let me let me
He's
let
not
me make this
funny,
clear.
but that one
We
moment.
laugh at Jordan. We don't laugh with Jordan most of the time. Most of
Yeah,
the time.
I'll agree with that.
But anyway, he's just like they're sending texts back and forth to each other. It was really cute to like watch them
So
in this
cute.
stage of their relationship, because it's just the nice little beginning stages where everything is like so fresh and new and
The
fun and
little smile
exciting.
she had on right before she goes in to see Gia.
Exactly. And the little lip bite.
Yes!
Him stealing her lip light while texting her. Also, anyway, so they're texting back and forth. I don't care what anybody says. Patience knows about them.
I think so too. I think she's just not
I
saying
agree
nothing.
with that 100%.
Thank you, because there were just too many instances in this episode. And by too many, I mean two. But there were two instances in this episode where I was like,
I mean, too many by two.
I'm,
she's picking up on the clues. She's picking up on
I'm
the clues.
just talking it up to. What episode is it? In 4? on when she barked on her and basically told her to
What?
mind her business and stay out of her relationship or whatever that she had going on with Craig.
Oh, what
I feel
episode was
like
that? 413.
that was for I think it was 413. Was it 413
Yeah,
or 414?
413. It's
13?
413. Yeah, it's 13.
Yeah, I feel like she's just staying out of it and not saying anything because of that
I agree.
situation before.
I agree. And I think, and the reason why I think that even more so now is because, again, rewatching these little clips in the lead up to this, Patience was definitely looking at Layla texting Jordan. Like, she had the little slot, little chat. I'm like, Patience, I see it.
Mhm.
Mind your
Mhm.
business. You can spot it, but keep
she
it to
she
yourself.
she spotted it. So I would not be shocked if when this all comes out, Patience is just like,
I knew it
she knew.
already. Yep.
I knew it
I
already.
knew it already.
So anyway, that was that. And at the end of the episode, he does do something very cute and very adorable and very thoughtful as well. Is that, earlier in the episode when he had brought the coffee, Layla had said, like, I don't even have business cards with my name on them, and he got her business cards literally that read my name.
I
It
love
was
And
so
it.
she
cute. It was
he
so
got the
cute.
little win. He got the little win because she texted him the laughing, crying
I
emojis
can't
and
mad.
and
That
like hearts.
oh, they need to
And
update
his
his phone.
face. Can we talk about his face while looking at, like, he was just thrilled that he made this girl
That
laugh.
smile that just looked like a little. He can't help it. He can't help it.
Yeah, like he even responded to Spencer all chipper just because he had just got that text from her. I said, "See, Lele did
Exactly.
that. Lele did that."
He had the little like, yes, the little like fist, yes.
She always does that. She always does that. She always
Oh my
does that.
goodness. Yeah, they put a smile on each other's face. I'm like smiling just talking about it. Just just talking about their moments make me smile. Anyway, getting on to episode 3 where things really start to pick up steam.
In my top three.
In this episode, uh Patience is going to a red carpet. But the issue is that, actually, there's so many there. You know what's funny about early season 5 Jordala is that they had these moments, but there was like they would always put these moments at the top that were so small and almost like an add-on to like whatever their storyline was for that episode. And I missed it again because the little thing at the top was the fact that they are just like sharing each other's day with each other, like this early, like Jordan, after leaving Spencer and Olivia, is talking to Layla about Spencer and Olivia.
Yes.
She's just like, oh, so you just left them together, da, da. And she was just like, oh yeah, of course I did. So they're just like having a regular conversation, and we sort of keep just coming in the middle. And I mean, that's TV, but I feel like there was like an intentionality, whereas before we would always get him sort of like entering in, so we would see like the first, we would see the first of their reaction, whereas like we're now starting to come in the middle of their conversations, which I think is really really cool. But yeah, they're just talking about their days, and he's telling her about Spencer and Olivia. And then it gets into the thing where Patience is trying on gowns because she's going to this red carpet event, and Jordan is just like, you know what would be really fun if Layla wears a gown and she can go with Patience. So
Can you tell
Patience
how
won't.
many times she's seen this?
Poor Patience didn't understand that Jordan was suggesting that for his own purposes.
Do we think she didn't notice though? Because I don't know. She was a little quick to hop on and be like,
Yep.
yeah.
Mhm.
But I'm saying Jordan suggested that. I felt like he wanted to see her in that gown more than
Oh,
he
most
wanted
definitely.
to.
Most definitely. I'm just saying. I feel like Patience knew his true intentions, but she was just like,
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay,
hop
I
on
get what you're
this.
saying.
I'll hop on this, so I can also get what I want. We're both in it just for selfish reasons.
Basically.
Poor
um,
Layla.
poor Layla.
Nah, she
Nah,
gonna be
she's
looking
fine.
good too. Get her
Exactly. She's
man.
about to get her man. And we're saying poor Layla. Meanwhile, Layla, after she eventually agrees, she's just like, Jordan goes to leave, and she's just like, oh, well, where are you going? Where you go? So Layla got something out of it too, in the fact that she was just like, oh, I didn't want you to leave anyway, so now I have an excuse to keep you.
To keep you here. So everybody's just in it for
So
the.
everybody's a winner, even Gia. Even Gia.
Oh gosh.
Gia gets to keep her job that she just got. Um, so he's watching her try on this dress, and or he's watching her try on these dresses, and she comes in like it's like a silver dress, right?
Yes, yes, it is.
Yeah,
I can
it's like a
remember.
silver. It's not like I'm trying to figure out how to describe it, but it's a gorgeous, gorgeous dress. And he's just like, that's the one.
Well, it's kind of like champagne. It's like,
Yeah, champagne is a better word to describe it.
yeah,
But regardless, he's just like, that's the one.
it's the dress he wants.
The dress he wants. And what did she say to him? What did she reply when he said that's the one?
Jordan, you said yes to like every dress I've tried already.
I just wanted to hear your Layla voice.
I'm done.
Yeah, you said yes to every single dress I've tried on, and he's just like, I know, but this is the one. And they're just so in love that they don't have to say anything else. Like they're just staring at each
They
other,
says yo.
literally just making faces. Liv happens to walk in at this moment and
And I'm
is
just
so focused on this sort of assignment, obviously the article that she was working on, but like this assignment to go to the valley to meet with one of the ex players. And so she's very determined, and it's just like, oh, I need your help. And so she didn't even notice what was going on
Say, I wish
until
we could say the same thing about Liv that we said about patience. Like she know, but Liv just don't know. Like she should know, but she just doesn't know.
Liv should. Can we talk about that? Because Liv has been there
look.
for most of their mental slip ups, and
Uh-huh.
like it's been very clear and obvious. And I feel like they have not, like, Patience got the like little looks right when they were just like savage, savage, like in the other episode. But this one was so clear to me. This moment was so clear from the
It was
two of
clear to her too, but she still just let it go. She was
She's
like, "Okay,
right.
come on,
She just got distracted because she
why
was
is she
looking at
like
them.
that?
I'll be in the car."
I'll be in the car. Her facial expressions were hilarious because it was the fact that she followed not even Jordan. She followed Layla's eyes to Jordan. It
To
was
him, I was like,
like, hold up.
"Girl,
It was like something's off. It's like she put that like, wait, why are you two? It was like something off, and then she got
yeah."
distracted.
She didn't get the.
God,
She distracted herself because she didn't want to know the answer to her own question.
no,
Question mark.
she is not focusing on that right now. She's like, anything but this. I got a lot of other stuff going on. I'm
Yeah,
not
she
trying to
was
figure this
like,
out.
I'm not. She literally was just like, I'm not gonna address this because like I gotta talk to this ex player. I can't be
Right?
distracted. So she definitely distracted herself because that moment was very clear. And I feel like it was even more clear because Layla didn't even say anything in that whole interaction.
Yo, bro, she
You
was
just have Jordan
silent behind her man. Like she was hiding behind her man, just looking at her little dress. She said, "This is a dress my man just picked out for me, making sure the dress looked good." I said, "Yo,
Now she said, "My baby, just my baby
even
picked out
live
for me."
even
oh
She said, "But
my
just
god."
my baby picked out for
And
me."
Jordan said, "Let me cover up my girl back here. Hold up."
literally no. And then he was just like, yeah, when she was just like, oh, what are you so busy with? And then obviously she notices Layla for the first time. And again, Layla doesn't say anything, and he's just like, and the funny thing is that look that Jordan gives to Liv when he's like, yep, that's mine. That is
That's my
mine.
girl right there.
If anybody should know, Liv should know, but goodness,
Oh
that girl
my
is not getting it. She's
This
not
moment
getting it.
was this moment is still in my tops just because it was so perfect. And then they like, obviously she is again at like, I'll wait in the car after she says like wow to Layla or whatever. She's like, okay, I'll wait in the car. um And then Jordan and Layla like take a deep breath as if they weren't as obvious as they were. I'm like, why y'all taking a deep
Right?
breath? Y'all should be worried.
Oh gosh. They just not they're not
Like, what are you doing?
that's why I feel like Liv should know by now because they're literally giving themselves away at this point. Like they're giving themselves away.
No, they're not.
See, but I
Like
don't even think
when
they be trying to like really hide it. I think it just be happening. They just be on their own for the most part. It's
Yeah.
not like they were in the freaking kitchen. I'm like, anybody could walk up in here and see the way y'all are ogling each other right now.
Literally, and then like
Like,
her excuse, like, "Oh, Liv knows that we're friends." Like,
right?
what?
What?
Not that friendly. I don't. I wasn't getting friendly vibes from that
Oh
Layla.
my god.
I'm sure Liv would be very confused as to why you're making heart eyes at her brother right now. So anyway, he walks out once again saying that's the one. And they like just stare at each other as he's walking out again because mind you, they haven't kissed and now it's about probably like 8 weeks at this point or something like that. So that was that and the next time they see each other um the next time we see them
Yes.
I know. I need you to introduce this one because this is
Don't
your moment.
even. You're gonna kill.
It's your moment.
No, I can't. I can't. I did it once. I'm not gonna do it again.
she said,
So the next time we see them, they're just in the background having a conversation. Again, to your point, Kai, they aren't really hiding because they're just chilling at a table, open, like walking off together. Like there's the whole group. The entire V word because I will not be saying that word. The entire V word is there plus the parents, right? And they're just like, let me just if when I walk out of Asher's stepdad's restaurant, like I'm walking into a magical world where nobody can see me.
nobody can see. Yep. We're across the
Oh,
street and we're in a different land. Yep. They cross the street.
wait. Before we even get there, though, Lexi, because I think I had sent you the photo of Spence. I'm like, y'all, he was literally
Right. He was
standing.
he
He was
he
over there with
literally
them.
left the table that Jordan and Layla were at to go talk to Liv, and I know they were making those hard eyes at each other.
She was in the dress he picked out. He was giving her some looks. I said, no, come on.
And
They're
I
just
nobody
just
knows.
can't.
very unserious.
And no
And
one.
and mind you, again, this is like right before they've had their second kiss, so the tension is
Listen,
tensioning.
Hi. It
like
is.
at this point, a few people better say, "Oh, I already knew." Like for real. Like at this point, a few people should say, "We already knew," because
But see,
Right?
it's
I
just
feel
so
like Patience
obvious.
is the only one that's gonna do that though.
It shouldn't be. The whole crew should know by now.
I agree. I think that
They
like a couple
should.
people should know, but
Yes.
are they gonna know? I don't know. But anyway, so when they exit the restaurant and go into their magical world across the street, and they're not even across the
Not the
street yet. They're
magical
still
world across the
walking.
street.
They still gotta walk across the street.
We got a whole conversation across that street. Come on, let's
Got a whole
go for that little
conversation walking
stroll.
across the street. Mention the fact that Jordan is funny, and everybody getting dressed up, and oh, did you get dressed up for me? It was really really cute. And he shifts the conversation into, you know what I've been thinking about all day?
Smooth. Smooth, Jor.
It was so smooth. It just flowed right on naturally. It flowed right on naturally. He was just like, maybe Layla needs a little extra help to
Gotta get her there.
Look,
to get the kiss, right? I'm patient, but maybe she just needs another extra push.
Now you
that
gotta
moment was
remember.
too perfect for him not to get this kiss
You
from
gotta
her.
remember. They enter a magical land, so he just knew the magic had to fall.
Towards the lights and everything. I said, come on, let's
Yeah, he was
go.
just like the magic runs out at midnight. I gotta be quick. It's the dress about to turn into some rags in a second.
Oh
Anyway. So that's what happens. They walk across the street, and he's like, "Oh, you know what I've been thinking about all day," and she says, "Soft pretzels," and he says, "Close second, close second." And then she's just like, basically, can I get a hint? Can I get a hint at least?
So cute. She already
And
know
then
what it
you know,
is.
already know what it looks. And as soon as he gave her that look, she was like, "Oh,
Mm.
say less. Don't say anything. Say
He
less."
gave her the look. She gave him the look back. I said,
Yes, they were giving each other the
look.
looks.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Even before I get into their second kiss, which was it was a good one. Uh, it's for me, it's that slight moment, like as Jordan's eyes are closed and Layla's eyes are still open, and she looks at him again. She just looks
Girl,
at him like, "That is
that's
my
because he did
man."
the same thing on their first kiss. Look,
Literally,
it's a mirror. She's doing it now.
literally, and like I don't know, there was just something so beautiful. I don't know about her just being like, "Oh wow, this man is really mine,"
Yes, girl.
and she
The door
wanted the
is yours.
kiss. The kiss was very urgent.
Just they both did. They both did.
That's true. That's true.
They
That's
had been
true.
fighting it the whole party or
Yeah,
wedding.
yeah.
It was
But
the wedding, right?
Layla
Yeah.
went for it though. Layla went for it though. She's like, "Oh, I've waited
As
long
she
enough,"
should. As she should.
as she should, as she should. Uh, so much so that they didn't really hear Jordan. I mean, not Jordan. JJ walking up until he said like, "Oh."
Girl, it took like
Yes.
5 extra seconds. I said they was over there
Neither
changing
one
hair
of us
positions and
predicted JJ.
everything. Say, yo,
Changing.
Neither one of
they
us
were
predicted
in
JJ.
deep.
They were in no rush. Well, they were in a rush, but not for that.
My man JJ basically got like 20 words out before they realized he was
20
family
words, please.
No, you're not 20.
then.
He did not get 20.
He said
Wasn't
20
20.
words. Cause JJ had no business in that world. Well, how he got in the world?
Oh
I know. How do you get into the magical land
my
across
god.
the
Right.
street? When I walked through those pillars at the restaurant, I was supposed to be transported to another
Oh
world.
my gosh.
No, you know what I love about this moment though? Like in addition to the kiss, it was a nice little parallel from Spencer and her relationship with Spencer, because in season 3, when I think they're in his room, and he he talks about like it's something about like tater tots, or talking about like being
Never
in
you
different high
said
schools,
that. I said, oh yeah.
and he's talking about the tater tots, and she's just like, "Oh, what are you gonna miss more, me or the tots?" And he's just like, "Oh, you." Oh no, no, no. She said it's the tots, isn't it? And you're like, "Oh yeah, but you're a close second." So Spencer called her a close second to the tater tots, obviously like in a joking way, but also not in a joking way, right? And
I'm done.
the whole thing with Jordan was that including in this episode, like they made sure to emphasize it in this episode, is that Jordan is obsessed with food. So when she said, "Oh, you're thinking about soft pretzels," and he says close second, come on.
You know what's even more? It's not even sad, but what makes it even more crazy is technically she was number 3 because at the time Live Girl was his number 1, so them Tots was number 2,
done.
which means Live Girl was number
I'm done.
She was, if we're being real, she was like number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
We're not
You right,
doing
Mama
this.
Grace.
We're
Mama
not
Grace is
doing
up
this.
there.
Y'all not gonna do this. No.
Mama Grace and Dill. Oh wait, even
why
Coop.
why
She
are we
number
not
6.
doing this? We're just telling the truth. And so it was like, I don't know, it was really cool because again, right, because they had made the joke and she was just like, always with the food, right? Like it was a really emphasized point about how much Jordan loves to eat, and the fact that he called the pretzel a close second. She was just like, "Nah, but you my woman and you number 1." You number one. Um, so anyway, JJ finds out, but he was too drunk to remember, etc., etc. Which, by the way, JJ being the first to find out.
Yes, that's what I say. None of us predicted JJ. I think I said Liv. I forgot. I don't remember you guys. I think I said Liv was mine.
It was either liver patience for me.
Right. Yeah. I think I said.
I'm still holding true that Patience been new and Patience just keeping quiet.
I think I said Patience, but I said Liv and Spencer were gonna be the bookends. Like they were either gonna be the first or the last to find out. But I think I said I agreed about Patience, and I still to this day think it is actually Patience that found out first. So there's that. And technically JJ, even though he found out, didn't find out because of at least not yet in this episode, because he was drunk.
Oh my gosh, I think it's so dumb. The girl in the pantsuit. Like, what?
Literally, just interesting storyline there. But on to the next episode. Episode 4. Had to pause it and cut it right here, but stay tuned for the next part of us breaking down Jordan and Layla's relationship.